Welcome to Manchester, Kentucky, a place where we're getting ready to cut the ribbon on the first of what I understand to be 70 like stations coming by new CPO PowerUp America. Let's get into it. Okay, I foolishly showed up here with 5% state of charge, so if this doesn't work, there's not a lot of other options in Manchester, Kentucky. But the owner or co-founder of PowerUp America last night assured me that it would work. So let's try it out. Yep, tap to pay worked. Okay. $50 authorization hold. Authenticated. Preparing to charge. And we are charging. Boom. That was easy. And there's a little QR code here that I'm going to grab the image of and follow along on my iPhone while I go to the Huddle House and have some breakfast, because right now I posted up here with single digit state of charge. I'm at 5% state of charge and I need to get to 100% because it's a long way home and I need electrons in order to make my way there. So I'm going to let this thing cook and see how we do. Right now we are at 55 kilowatts and ramping up. I'll be sure to track this in the mobile Carry With You app. Let's walk around the station. As long as we have it here unobstructed, there's going to be a caravan of people showing up here from Lexington who were all corralled at the Marriott in downtown and are coming in via multiple transport. And so right now I have the station to myself. You can see 4 Kempower satellites. And let me just kind of point out, if you look at the PowerUp symbol, and let's walk over there real quick. The PowerUp symbol, we had a media meet and greet last night where one of the co-founders and also one of the representatives from the major financial backers showed up and just kind of discussed things with us. And if you look at the symbol for PowerUp America, this is done with intention. The P, you come in at the bottom red and you go out the top green. I'm assuming you could see that. Point being is this is not a ragtag group. This is a CPO that is working with deliberation in order to bring a quality product to the market. And as you can see, we've got brand new concrete. We've got obviously the canopy, the Kempower reliability with the very unique, novel approach to cable management, which is also very effective. Payter payment terminals, which worked very good for me. And on the front, it says 400 volt, 160 kilowatts, 800 volt, 320 kilowatts. So basically 400 capable, 400 kilowatt capable. So I mean 320 with 800 volt is basically top of the line there. And all with the powder coating and the PowerUp America logo on the dispensers, as well as the name of the CPO down there. And it should be noted that every stall has both CCS1 and Amphenol. Let me just look at this cable. It's 400 amp, 1000 volt connector, obviously with some kind of boost profile. They are ambient cooled, I could tell just because of the heat. It doesn't actually say, yeah, it says dry. I'm sorry, it does. It actually says dry, and it also says oil. I'm not sure if this is oil cooled or ambient cooled. Normally when you have a heavy cable like this, it's an ambient cooled cable, but I'll ask someone later on. And it should be noted we also have a phone number to call for assistance, because we are really out in the sticks, just to kind of place where we are. If you're familiar with Eastern Kentucky, there's a area called the Daniel Boone National Forest, which straddles Interstate 75 on 2 sides. On the eastern side is the area where we are now, and you can see there's a lot of, let me just spin the drone around so you can look off in the distance. There's, rolling hills that are just absolutely beautiful. I actually consider this to be one of the most beautiful parts of the country, bar none. The old Appalachian region is very I don't know how to describe it. It just kind of feels like home, feels like heaven. And this particular area, the Daniel Boone National Forest, is actually the pinnacle, I believe, of what the Blue Ridge Mountains has to offer in the Appalachian region of eastern Tennessee, eastern Kentucky. So really spectacular. And on the western side of 75, the Daniel Boone National Forest has what's known as the Cumberland Falls State Resort Park, which is a really nice destination to go to. But anyway, we have 4 Kempower satellite dispensers, and a good ways away, which is one of the things that Kempower prides themselves on, is the actual power electronics, the switchgear, and the actual chargers. You can see we've got 2 cabinets. I'm not sure what's inside those. And a question I do have is whether or not those are made in the United States, because this is a NEVI station, so Build America, Buy America requirements are a part of what is necessary, I understand, in order to have the funding. And I see a sticker up there. Let me get up there and see if I can see it. Made in the U.S. Sure enough, right there, made in the U.S. Build America, Buy America compliant. Switchgear, metered, non-connected to the transformer, pad mount transformer, which, let me see if I can spin you around, 1000 kVA. So for 4 dispensers, each are offering, split out of whatever is in those cabinets. I don't know, that feels about right to me. So we'll have to see what actual power electronics are in there. And there's a very nice turning basin here. One thing about this area of the country, nothing's graded. There is no flat land. So anytime you get graded land, basically what you're seeing is money being spent, because it takes a lot of money in order to grade. In fact, right across, the drone's not really showing it, but right across there's a wall of rock that had to be carved out in order just to get a roadway somewhat level coming through this place. Immediately adjacent, the Huddle House, where I patroned in order to have a delicious breakfast, made to order, and clean restrooms available. I understand there's some kind of partnership between PowerUp America and these people. Not exactly sure how the two are working together, but I did hear that was the case. And very clean, crisp, lit canopy with cameras, providing some level of security. So if something has happened, at least it's caught on camera. And I know that camera security option is actually, some people say, well, that's not really security, but if you have something that can be rolled back, the tape can be rolled back and provided to authorities, it actually does provide a deterrent. And I've actually used that. I had something go missing at an IONA station. I called into the IONA number. I said, hey, I had something go missing, and they pulled up the tape and they said, yeah, it definitely was taken. And it was my fault for leaving it out in the open, so I didn't press charges. I suppose I could have, but it was a small item, and I was just like, you know what, whatever. But having that option available, you know, should something serious incident happen, at least the cameras are there, and it also provides that deterrent, as I mentioned. The site also has lighting put in by PowerUp, I could tell, because this is new concrete. There is a LED light on a post, again with a camera looking at the power electronics, and very significant bollards, because one of the nice things about PowerUp America is they provide pull-through, and in this area of the country, there's a lot of agro industry, and people are driving trucks. So electric trucks who need to charge, who are either hauling or something, is sometimes have problems with the negotiating of tight spaces like this. So having big, heavy bollards in order to protect both the canopy and the equipment is important, and they spared no expense with these. These are very heavy industrial grade bollards. And I guess this is what we can expect from PowerUp America in the future. Let me spin you around again in order to get a better picture of the stalls. Lit canopy, level ground, Kempower hardware, offering both CCS and J3400 on every stall, and offering 800 volt and 400 volt services using the Kempower satellite hardware. All right, let's go ahead and get into the main ceremony for the ribbon cutting of this station. All right, well, this is going to be an interesting one. Right Kimberly Horn actually has an office near where I work in downtown Charlotte, and I thought that was their office, but I understand you guys have offices all over the place. Is that right?
Yeah, we have offices all over the United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
And about how many offices?
We got over 140 offices across the country. Been doing EV infrastructure work for about a decade now, really.
Okay, so tell me your participation here at PowerUp, and I understand that Kimberly Horn was selected to do engineering schematics and engineering consultation for the build of the station. Does that sound correct?
Yeah. So these two gentlemen to the right are actually the engineers of record. So Jake is the civil engineer of record. Cole is the electrical engineer of record. So everything from what could this site look like from the beginning when they were going through the applications for NEVI, through designing some concept and getting some feedback, and then the final design and working through permitting here in the local community, reaching out to them and coordinating with the utility company. So permitting and utility coordination, really anything from I think I have an idea about EV to I want to get them installed. So yeah, it's been a fun ride.
Very cool. And from what I understand, this station was a little bit unique for electric vehicle charging stations, and there's some aspects to it that were called out just in kind of an off-camera conversation that we were having. But can you go ahead and walk us through some of the things that are unique for the fleet use cases that are on this station?
Yeah, sure. So a few special things about the site. It was built and modeled so that we could fit a full EV school bus to come into the site, pull up to the charger, charge up, and then get out of the site. And so that's why you'll see some larger bollards than you would expect on site and more pavement area for larger turning radiuses. But we're really trying to make the site convenient for all users and really future-proof it for what we expect a lot of vehicles to convert over to.
And who selected putting it next to the Huddle House? Because I've already fallen victim to that one. I went inside there and had a gravy breakfast that was absolutely delicious. And sir, the power electronics here, Kempower, is that anything that you've worked with in the past?
Yeah, it's the first skid design that we've ever done.
That's right.
Where they've got a cable tray underneath the power towers and everything. Yeah, I mean, really cool design. I was gonna say. Yeah, we do work with Kempower quite a bit, and this is one skid product, but there's actually 2 or 3 other manufacturers, who work with Kempower, and we do skids around the country for them right now. Everything from a NEVI site like this, all the way up to we actually have a port client right now in the Northeast who's installing 90 of these chargers with the same skid package. So they've been a good partner. Yeah.
Definitely makes it easier, I would imagine, from a construction standpoint to have everything already kitted and show up on the bed of a truck, as I'm assuming how this showed up. And then it's just a matter that someone didn't miscalculate the engineering schematics and have a bolt in the wrong place or something. Everything should just fall right in place. Well, beautiful station, and it's an exciting day. It's definitely a turning point here for Eastern Kentucky, and what a beautiful station. Thank you very much for coming online, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm here with Jesse Hensley and Josh Turner, the 2 people who started this whole thing going. I was sitting at the dinner last night and someone mentioned 70 stations. I'm like, geez, that escalated quickly. What have you guys been up to?
Well, on that, we have our original awards through NEVI, but then Josh is working on another program to do deployments that are in non-rural areas. So this would be downtown areas. This is with malls, shopping malls, anywhere that will have that higher foot traffic. And he knows a lot more about that than I do. He's created algorithms, he's created programs that can track. It's just a system that has revolutionized our ability to actually deploy, and we feel very good about his ability to rear back and put as many out into the public as he can.
And 11 in Georgia, 2 in Virginia, if I understand. There's this one here in Manchester, a handful and a half in Tennessee, which I understand have actually started to thaw a little bit and start getting some motion to them. We got a VW Dieselgate in Eastern Tennessee, and that's a smaller portion of the pie. As you say, there's now a larger portion of the pie coming.
Yeah, so we are working closely to start. We're actually beginning to deploy V4 Tesla Superchargers. We're working with the Supercharger for Business program. We have 500 kilowatt chargers, just that next iteration, the future really of the Tesla network. We have over 100 planned sites in the next year coming to the nation. We're targeting pretty much every urban center, and so there will be a charging station, a PowerUp charging station coming near you very soon. So.
Another thing during the media dinner last night, I was a little bit unsure of. The canopy that we see behind us was mentioned associated with flagship stations. Can we expect a canopy at every PowerUp station, or is this going to be more a select locations that get the actual canopy?
So all of these stations under NEVI will have a canopy as a standard. Most, except for just a handful, will have pull-through. We'll also have the ability to add additional chargers. Most of them with the canopies, or all of them with the canopies, are going to have bus charging available. So you'll have the clearance to drive in a bus, turn around and charge that bus. That was something very important for us, because in the areas we work in, you have, you know, Bluebird in northern parts of Georgia, you have Thomas buses and others in North Carolina and South Carolina. So to utilize those job creating activities by having those buses in the community, there wasn't anywhere for them to charge except their Home Depot. So that's kind of where we are trying to add that amenity to what we're doing. And those stores are going to look like this, with potentially stores in the future. But with what Josh is building as well, we are creating that model kind of like an AANA design, where we will pick the property, we will deploy without a grant, and it will be what you see here. So this is going to create the model that we're going to use for our retail in the future, within hopefully a year.
And I was just having an off-camera conversation with the Kimberly Horn crew, and we got them on camera to discuss it. And this station actually has some fleet electrification aspects to it, which I was kind of escaped my attention. And on your website, there's also mention of fleet electrification. And so, as you say, this is designed for not only passenger vehicles to come through, but also municipal fleets that don't have depots in order to charge in the evening. Is that correct?
Yes, and not only that, some of our sites that are strategically located along interstate corridors, we're also going to incorporate megawatt charging. So our partner Kempower, they have a MCS system. I was fortunate to see it in action in Sweden this year with Volvo, MAN, and Scantia charging their trucks. But also that same design is going to incorporate into the MCS system for the Tesla Semi, who also could support that. So in our Buchanan, Virginia site, for example, we are looking to purchase additional property to add that amenity so you can have that Class 8 trucking, and then create the pathways that's needed for fleet electrification.
Definitely the future is bright, and gentlemen, much appreciated for inviting me to come to this very exciting event, station number 1 of PowerUp America.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
So there you have it from Manchester, Kentucky, the station number 1 for new CPO startup PowerUp America, now officially ribbon cut. You might be asking yourself, why here in Manchester? And you heard multiple things associated with the location, the rural communities that they're building into. This particular site was selected by the state of Kentucky as a part of their NEVI program, filling in a dark area of an underserved portion of the EV charging map. Now here in Eastern Kentucky, there is a brand new state-of-the-art, rich amenity electric vehicle charging station open and operational. I know because I filled up here myself. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.